welcome back to another YouTube video. Today we are doing something really fun and a little bit different. We are going to be using Pokemon dice to choose how many pages I'm going to read in a day. Now, if you don't know a lot about Pokemon, which is okay, when you purchase an ETB or an Elite Trainer box, you get cards, of course, sleeves, dividers, coins, and you get dice. So those dice from the ETBs is what I will be using to choose how many pages I'm going to read in my books. Now, I thought, why not combine the two things that I love, reading and Pokemon, into one little challenge? So that's how this video came about. So each ETB comes with 7 dice. And we have a regular 6-sided dice, and then the rest are just like value dice. They're used for the tabletop game. I don't play the tabletop game. I literally just collect the cards. So I don't really have a use for these except for this video. Today we're using the Black Bull ETB dice because they are blue and black, and I thought the blue went with my shirt, even though it's a totally different shade of blue. But I thought it was fun to try to match to my outfit. So what I think I'm gonna do is I have this jar. I'm gonna throw all the dice into the jar. I'm going to close my eyes or not look and pick one dice, shake it, and roll it on the floor and see what I get for how many pages to read. For example, I have all the dice in here. I'll shake it up. I'll reach my hand inside, pick one of the dice without looking, roll it in my hand, and throw it on the floor and see what we get to see how many pages I'll read in the day. To be honest, I'm a little bit nervous to see the amount of pages because they could be really high or really low, but I feel like this will motivate me to read, and especially my next read, I'm super excited. So that's another plus for me, is I'm excited for my next read, so I love to read more or a lot of pages, but I'm really nervous that I'm not gonna get a lot of pages. So, all right, so let's go ahead and roll for day 1. Choose this one. Okay, I have a dice in my hand. I'm gonna roll. And we got 90. All right, we got 90, which I think is a great start for my next read, which is Fearful by Lauren Roberts. Literally, since I got this book, I've been like itching to start this. I like rushed through reading Wild and Wrangled just so I could start this. I got this copy when I saw her last Sunday, or this past Sunday. And it is signed. I can't believe I saw her in person. Anyways, I talked a little bit about that in my fall TBR. I'm so excited for this because I love Powerless. I say this, I've been saying this recently like way too much, but I love Powerless and I'm super excited to read this novella. And especially since it is a novella, hopefully I can read it pretty fast. So we're gonna read 90 pages today, which is a good chunk of the book. So I'm super excited. I love Powerless. I love being in this world. I'm super excited to learn more about this character, Mara, and how she kind of has been here the whole time during Powerless and Reckless and Fearless. So if you don't know, this can be read in tandem, but she does, Lauren Roberts, the author, as I mean by she, does suggest reading Fearless first before doing the tandem read. I'm not going to do a tandem read. I'm just going to read it as its own because I feel like Fearless is kind of fresh in my mind. Not too fresh, but like I feel like I remember a lot of it. So if there is something I might not know, I might look at the tandem read guide to see what is going on in the other point of views. So I'm so excited to start this. So this is the first book we're starting with, and we're gonna read 90 pages today. this first chapter, or I guess the prologue, I really love how Lauren personifies death. Like, the way you can just tell she's just grown in her writing since Powerless, because like I'm this first like part of the book, the prologue, literally I just read the prologue, I'm like picturing this in my brain. I have like the atmospheric vibe of what Moors looks like, and it's so well done. And chapter 1 is so short. We're in Kit's perspective. I don't want to give too much away, but again, like, I just, so far, goosebumps. Like, what are we going to learn about what is going on during Fearless? I'm so excited. Okay, keep reading. For the longest time, I did not put my tripod over here. I would literally just hold the camera here because I love the lighting because of the sun and the window and all that. And if I turned a little bit over here, it was bad. If I turned over here, it was bad. But I finally put my tripod here, and oh my gosh, it's a game changer. Like, you can finally kind of see my office, which I don't know if you want to. But I wanted to take a little break because I was wanting to use the sunlight for a TikTok video, and I opened some Pokemon packs on there and I got 2 hits. Are you kidding me? Look at these. I mean, hopefully it's focused enough, but I got this first, and wow, look at that hollow. Wow, pretty. It's rainbow, so pretty. And then I didn't even know that this guy or girl or whoever was behind, and oh my gosh, again, so pretty. If you don't care about Pokemon, you probably are like, great, but I was not expecting hits out of the packs I was opening, which is the best feeling when you do get a hit, and when it's 2. Anyways, I made some Pop-Tarts. They're kind of my new hyperfixation, especially when there's a box of Pop-Tarts. I am for sure ripping the box opening and eating all of the Pop-Tarts. And my favorite way to eat them is toasted. So they're a little kind of like, you know, you can rip it and it's so good. So, and I like the strawberry Pop-Tarts. I'm pretty basic with that. But I'm loving my tripod here. I should do it here more often. But right now I am on page 28, chapter 4. And I'm liking it so far. It's just really interesting the way that this perspective is written, if that makes sense. But I'm gonna keep reading. I do have a phone call at like 1:15 that I need to make sure I'm here and present, making sure I'm by my phone. So I'm gonna read it until that phone call and then see where I'm at then. Hello, it is almost evening. It's almost 6 o'clock. I read my 90 pages for today and I am absolutely loving this tone. It is definitely different than the rest of the books in the Powerless series because we're with these 2 new perspectives, and it's just, you're getting a different vibe of like what was happening in Fearless with these characters. It's just like a whole, like, I can just feel the vibe is different. So I'm enjoying it. And you can also tell as an author, like, how Lauren Roberts has, like, changed her writing as she's getting older. So I'm definitely really enjoying it. I will say, I really love the little, like, Easter eggs. Of course, you're supposed to read Fearless before you read this, but you can also read them in tandem. But I like the little Easter eggs of, the events occurring in Fearless popping up into here, and seeing other people's perspectives is really fun. I'm also wondering if an Easter egg is her having some of the characters say the titles of her books, because so far someone has said Powerless, someone has said Powerful, so I'm just waiting to see if someone says Reckless, Fearless, and Fearful in this book, because I think that'd be kind of fun little Easter egg to add into this last kind of story of the Powerless trilogy. So loving it so far. So hopefully tomorrow, I mean, how many pages are in this book? There's like 200? About 200 pages in this book. So hopefully tomorrow, I again would love a higher number, maybe just to like finish this book or just to read more, because I'm thoroughly loving it so far. And like I said, it's definitely a different like vibe than the main three or the big three of Powerless. So like those I feel all like swoony and romantic and fantasy, while this is like a darker feel I like have while I read it. So I will be back tomorrow to roll the dice to see how many more pages I will read tomorrow. So I'll see you then. Hello, hi. We get to roll some dice to see how many more pages we get to read of Fearful. I'm super excited because I switched out the dice to, again, match my shirt, which is pink and purple, and I guess a little bit of the Fearful book cover. We are using the White Flare ETB dice, and they are pink and white. I also came up with a new rule. I wish I did this yesterday, but I was thinking since all of these dice are fairly smaller than the regular 6-sided dice, I decided that if I roll a even number, I get to do 2 rolls. If I roll an odd, I get to do just 1 roll. Or 2 dice, I should say, not rolls. So even number 2 dice, odd 1 dice. Is that gonna be too much? Maybe. And if it lands on EX, I roll this again, because obviously I don't know. So let's roll this dice to see how many dice I'm gonna get today. Kind of adds a little bit to the challenge. So we're gonna roll this dice. Alright, we got a 3, meaning that I am going to pick 1 dice out of the jar to roll. Here's the jar. Here's all of the dice. I'm gonna shake this. I'm gonna pick 1. And now I have the 1 dice in my hand, and I'm gonna roll it to see how many pages I'm going to read. Oh gosh. Today we are gonna read 170 pages. Oh my gosh. Okay, so let me do some math here. And by math, I mean use the calculator. I'm on page 90. I need to read 170. I will be on page 260. Is there even 260 pages? There's not. So that means we might finish Fearful today and start a new book, which is super exciting because I don't have much going on today and I'm feeling a little lazy, but not lazy like I'm gonna rot. I'm gonna read. And it's definitely like gloomy outside. I mean, the sun's kind of peeking through now, but it's like gloomy fall day. So I am gonna go get cuddled up in the couch. On the couch, not in the couch, on the couch. And I have a cup of coffee and I'm just gonna vibe, I guess. Put on some lo-fi. We are gonna finish Fearful today, which is kind of crazy to say, but let's go ahead and get started with the reading. I finally finished Fearful by Lauren Roberts. I definitely took my time reading this today. I mean, I basically read all day, but I took breaks in between just doing stuff just to get my body moving and just so I didn't feel like I just rushed through everything. But I am definitely gonna review and rate this book tomorrow morning just because I need some time to like sit on it and think about like what I just read. But it's definitely positive. And I'm super excited to talk a little bit more about this book tomorrow morning because it is already 10 p.m. Which I am running out of time, but I need to read 49 more pages because Fearful did not complete my goal. So I need to read 49 pages to complete the 170 page count goal. And I think the next book I am going to read is actually not one on my TBR. It kind of was put on my TBR because I was like, I really want to read this. Like, I've been just itching. And I think it's perfect to read after finishing this Powerless trilogy storyline because it is The Hunger Games by Suzanne Collins. I've heard a lot of talk about how Powerless is just like The Hunger Games, and if I love Powerless so much, I should love The Hunger Games. So I've never read it before, which is kind of crazy to say in 2025. I've never read The Hunger Games. I've never watched the movies. I don't nothing, but I want to know. So I'm gonna read the first 49 pages, maybe a little more, maybe a little less, and hopefully I complete my goal for today of 170 pages. And then tomorrow we will roll again and see how many pages I will read tomorrow. If I don't complete my goal, whatever I have left, I'm going to add on to tomorrow's roll. So a little motivation to get the reading done. But like I said, it's already 10 p.m. I'm in my pajamas. Took off my makeup. I'm already tired. So who knows if I'll get any reading done. I will say I do have the audiobook on Libby, so maybe I can listen to it while I chill in bed. That sounds like a great idea. So I'm gonna start Hunger Games and then I'll see you guys in the morning with my Fearful review. This is my outfit because Breach by 21 Pilots came out today, so go stream it. If you're a fellow fan who's been following the story that they've been telling, how do you feel? I am depressed, but yeah. Literally watching the City Walls music video last night at like 11, I should insert the photo of me just bawling my eyes out. Actually, I'm not gonna do that, but I literally sent a picture to my best friend and my mom and I was like, if you want to know how I'm feeling, this is it. But Breach came out today, so go ahead and go stream it. It's great. Might emotionally wreck you, might not. Great music. They did it again. What can I say? Hi guys. Okay, so it is the next day. I only have a little bit of time because I am running over to my grandparents' house to go see my nephew. But I wanted to talk about Fearful and then roll the dice for today. So let's get into my Fearful review. All right, I wrote some stuff on my phone that I wanted to touch base on. So if you see me looking at my phone, I'm looking at my notes that I wrote because I forget to say things all the time. But Fearful, wow. I am like blown away by this novella. Like, you're definitely feeling a different feel of Lauren's writing in this novella compared to like Powerful. Even though Powerful absolutely wrecked me, this is definitely a different like vibe. With that vibe, I really loved the dark and atmospheric vibe that we got with Mara's point of view. She's just so fascinating of a character, and when I saw Lauren Roberts talk about her and how she really had to sit and get to know her, after reading this, I totally understand why, because she's such an in-depth character and with like unique depth, I should say. With Kit's perspective in this book, I absolutely loved seeing his point of view of what was going on in Fearless, but with him, because you didn't get that much. You saw a different side of him and you made these like conclusions, but when you read this, you're like, oh, like things start to click together in your brain, basically. Seeing where his head was at, and I appreciate him a lot more after reading this, because when I finished Fearless, I had my thoughts about Kit, and after reading this, I finally was like, I get it now, I get it. This is the first Lauren Roberts book that actually didn't make me cry. All the others did, because I'm just a big old baby. But towards the end, I did get to a part that kind of like hit me in the heart a little bit, but I didn't cry. So that's why I didn't give me the like 5-star feeling. If a book makes me cry and it gives me all these feelings, then I rate it 5 stars. But I'm giving this a 4.75, okay? Because I didn't cry, it's like a smidge off, but it's overall a great book, a fantastic writing. I absolutely loved it. A lot of people I saw after I finished was reading the reviews on Goodreads. And a lot of people were like, I feel like this book was unnecessary, like, did we really need this? And you know what? It's a novella for a reason. You don't have to read it. You could just read the 3 books and be good and leave it at that. But this just added a little extra, I feel like, just like the behind the scenes, basically. And I loved that because it's like, I want to know what everyone's doing. Like, I get an author wants to focus on the main characters, but I want to know what's going on with everyone. So this is definitely something that I love. Overall, I love Lauren Roberts. I think she is such a great author. I've watched her writing grow throughout the series, and I'm super excited to see where she's going to take us next in this world, because she did say that she is done with these characters, but she's still gonna write about the world that Powerless takes place in, which I am so excited to just meet new characters within this world and like get to know. But I am very sad that we are leaving behind these characters like Peyton and Kai. But hopefully they make an appearance in the future someday, hopefully, because that will make my heart happy. So that is my review for Fearful. I feel like it just yapped a lot because I'm trying to be fast because I got places to be. But I did start reading Hunger Games by Suzanne Collins. I listened and read the book at the same time, the audiobook. So I did immersive reading, I'm pretty sure that is what it's called. But I am currently on chapter 4, page 48. So technically, I did not read 49 pages. I only read 47. I did not read because I wanted to stop at the top chapter, if that makes sense. So I need to add 2 pages to today's roll. So let's go ahead, get the dice out, roll some dice, see how many pages I'm gonna read today. All right, first things first, we're gonna roll the big dice to see if we're gonna do 2 mini dice or 1 mini dice. All right, we landed on a 5, so that is 1 mini dice for today. I have the jar full of them. Today, I actually switched them out again. I didn't really have like a red dice, but I switched it out to this like rainbow sparkly dice and these brown mini dice. But they are from the Prismatic Evolutions Elite Trainer Box, or ETB. So they don't exactly match, but I thought maybe like if you ignore that this is brown, it could be like a maroon color. It's not focusing, but yeah. So those are the dice for today. So let's go ahead. I'm gonna shake these up, pick one, and roll it. Okay, got my dice. Alrighty, we did land on 60 today, and so I will read 60 pages plus 2, so 62 pages today. I am a little busy this morning, but I'll definitely have time this afternoon and evening to read. So will get me pretty far within this book, which is great. I will say I am liking this so far. It's really hard. I've never seen the movie, but I've seen clips of it just because social media and all that. So like when I was reading the first few chapters of, is this a spoiler? Maybe not, I don't know. When Katniss says like I volunteer for tribute, I mean it's like one of the most iconic parts of the movie, I feel like. I definitely was like playing that scene in my head because I've seen that scene. I haven't watched the movie, but I've seen the scene. So I was like, oh, interesting. And so I had to go and watch that scene again because I was like, oh, this is, yeah, okay, yeah. But it's interesting. I definitely will have to watch the movie after reading this because obviously I want to see the hype, okay? So chapter 4, I'm gonna read 62 pages today. So that will put me at 110. I think I did that right, 110, which will be in the middle of a chapter. So hopefully I might read a little bit more to finish off the chapter. So there we go. I've read my 62 pages that I needed to do for today's goal of Hunger Games. I actually read a little bit more just to finish off the chapter, but I'm currently on chapter 9, page 114. But I'm definitely really liking this because it's just going by so fast. Like, I am listening to it as I'm reading, and it's just flying by. And it's so funny because I've never seen the movie, but I can like picture all of this happening, so it's kind of getting me pumped to watch the movie. Yeah, and I'm definitely seeing some like connections between Powerless being Hunger Game-esque to the script. This is the script, Hunger Games. I can see how people kind of relate Powerless, like their trials, to this. So yeah, I'm really enjoying it. I don't think I'm gonna read anything more. I wanted to complete my goals so I could do some other things, like organize my Pokemon cards, do some computer things, all that. So I will see you guys tomorrow for the roll. Now tomorrow I am busy. Like, I'm going to a card show, so I won't be able to read until later. So I might, before I go to the card show, record a quick clip of me rolling the dice to see how many pages, and hopefully it's a short amount because I don't have that much time tomorrow. So we will have to see what we get tomorrow. So I'll see you. Hello, it is Saturday morning. It's about an hour until I'm gonna leave for the card show. So I wanted to do my dice roll now so I can figure out if I have enough time to read today, but hopefully I won't be too exhausted to read after the show. So I'm hoping for a lower number today, but we'll see if the dice are listening. Dice, please. But here we go. We're gonna roll the big dice to see if we're doing 1 or 2. Hopefully 1. We've been on a 1 streak so far, so hopefully 1. Alright, so we did land on 3, which is great. So we get to do 1 mini dice. Here are the dice. They're mixed up pretty good, I feel like. I'm gonna reach in and grab, which one feels like a lower number? This one. I have the mini dice, and we're gonna roll to see how many pages. Alright, so we did roll a 60. There's the 60. And we don't need to read any extra pages because I actually read past the goal just to finish off the chapter. So I'm currently on chapter 9, page 114. So 114 plus 60 be 174. Not too far in. Maybe about 50% way through. Maybe. I think so. Yeah, I will check back in with you guys later to see if I've gotten anything read out of this book. Hello, hi, it is Sunday morning. I am feeling under the weather today. My nose is congested and my throat hurts, so hopefully I'm not coming down with anything. But I am gonna go run to the store sometime today to go get some like vitamin C powder or vitamins or something like that to just like kick whatever's happening here out of my system. But I did not read the goal because I'm crazy and I have to end at a chapter. I think I was like 2 pages off. Yeah, I stopped at 172. I needed to get to 174. So I stopped at chapter 13. So I do need to read 2 extra pages just like the other time. But we're gonna roll the dice. This will be our last day rolling the dice. So hopefully, I mean, this book like is going by really fast. Like the events happening in the book is going by fast. But I can't believe I'm only like on chapter 13. I don't know. It's like I thought this was like a short book, but it's definitely like taking its time getting through it. So let's talk about Hunger Games a little bit because I haven't really talked about it. But the first part of the book is before the games begin. And so if you don't know what Hunger Games is, which maybe there are people out there like me, but I kind of had an idea. There are 12 districts and in the continent or country of Panem, there's the capital keeps these districts in line by having one boy and one girl from each district sent to fight or participate in the Hunger Games, and whoever wins makes their district kind of like get more food and all that, because all these districts are not very well off by themselves. So of course the fridge turns on, but that's the Hunger Games. The first part is like getting to know our character Katniss and what she did in District 12 and how she got chosen to participate in the Hunger Games. And then I believe, I don't forget when part 1 happens, or the next part is like during the games. So we just got into the game starting and like how Katniss is doing and what's happening during that. So I'm definitely like, Katniss is definitely giving like Pain and Grey vibes for sure. Like there's like certain things where I'm like connecting Powerless to this. So I'm like, oh yeah, I can see like the relation, or like how they're kind of connected to each other via like character traits and how they act. So I'm definitely loving it. I like it so far. Let's go ahead and roll our dice to see how many dice we're gonna roll and then how many pages. Here is our big dice. We're gonna see, again, even number is 2 dice, odd is 1 dice. So far we've been only doing 1 dice, knock on wood, because that has been going good with 1 dice. But let's see what we get today. Alright, we landed on 5, which is kind of funny since rolling the big dice I've only gotten odd numbers. So what's the probability of that? Like 3 out of 6? Is that? I don't know if that's correct. I think it is. So we're gonna pick out 1 dice. Today I did switch the dice, I didn't talk about that, to the Black Bolt ETB dice. These are blue and black because I'm wearing black, but I do have purple and black pants on, which you can't see, but I don't have purple and black, so this will have to do. I'm gonna go ahead and shake this, take 1 dice and roll it. And this one, gonna shake and roll. All right, we got 50 today, which is doable for sure because I am running around with a friend, running some errands. I have to stop at my parents' house. I have some stuff to do. It's kind of funny because like I've only gotten, have I read 100 pages? Maybe like the first day was like 100 and something pages. But besides that, I haven't had a lot of big numbers, which is kind of nice because it gives me an opportunity to actually read and sit down and just like get a little bit of reading in every day. So yeah, we have 50 pages today. I'm definitely not going to start reading right now because I'm going to go hang out with a friend and then go get some coffee and hang out and shop, and then I gotta go to my parents' house. So it won't be until like the evening or like late afternoon that I will start reading. So that's what we'll be doing today. Hello, I was gonna sit down and listen / read to a little bit more of Hunger Games. I have not reached my goal yet. It's like 8 p.m. but I listened to some of it while I was painting, so my hands are covered. Not too bad with paint, but I also got paint on my phone, which I'm gonna try to scratch off. But I have 2 more chapters to read. I'm on chapter 15. I gotta get to chapter 17 on page 222 to complete the goal for today. I have not been feeling the best. Like I said this morning, I drank my vitamin C and then I took some allergy meds because just in case this was allergies, and then I fell asleep because of the allergy meds. So I'm not feeling the best right now. I'm kind of feeling a little groggy. But I'm gonna listen and chill to the next 2 chapters and then I'll check in after. If not, it'll be tomorrow morning. So let's get to some reading. Good
morning, guys. It is Monday morning. I'm going to wrap up this video, but before I do, I wanted to talk a little bit about the Hunger Games. I did complete my goal yesterday and got to page 222, chapter 17. I want to say I'm more than halfway through the Hunger Games, which is great because I've been in a slump this past month and a half, and feeling like I'm actually getting some reading done is awesome, and it feels really good, especially now that I'm coming down with some sort of cold. Definitely gonna take the time to read and relax and try to get better. So let's talk a little bit about the Hunger Games. Alright, so this book is super fast-paced, it's easy to fall into, and it's action-packed, has some suspense, and that tension too that you might get in action type books, which I don't really read too much, but I definitely loved this. I fell into it easily. I liked the pacing of it because it definitely introduced our characters before the Hunger Games, how they prepared for the Hunger Games, and now we're in the Hunger Games, so I enjoy that. Now we're just waiting for what is going to happen during the Hunger Games and what's going to happen at the end. I mean, I have an idea, obviously, but you never know, there could be a good plot twist. I thoroughly love Katniss. I definitely see some character traits relate from Katniss to Peyton from Powerless. I don't want to keep saying how those two books relate to each other, but Katniss is smart, she's witty, she's resourceful. It's so fun to kind of get in her mind and hear her thoughts of okay, if I do this, this is gonna happen, but if I do this, this might happen. That character connection, I don't know, it's just super nice, because then you're oh, wow, if I was in that situation, I wouldn't have thought to do this, or this. So she's definitely super resourceful while in the Hunger Games, and I guess you kind of have to be when you're fighting for your life. But overall, it's super action-packed, it's fun, I love the pacing of it. Like I said, I like getting to know Katniss and seeing how smart she is throughout these games and seeing what she does. So like I said, I'm about 50% way through. I don't want to give any spoilers just in case, but I know a lot of people have read this book. It's a very popular book for good reason, but I'm going to continue reading off camera, of course, and probably do my thoughts at my September wrap-up video. So if you want to know my final thoughts of this, that video will be out at the end of this month. So I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. I definitely liked this idea of having Pokemon dice choose how many pages I read. It definitely motivated me to read and get some books read off my TBR, which is awesome. So I hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, make sure you give it a thumbs up, and also make sure you subscribe. I post videos once a week, whether it's bookish content like this, lifestyle vlogs, kind of whatever I'm in the mood for. So if you enjoyed this video, you should go ahead and subscribe. That's about it. Thanks for watching. Bye!